Well, what exactly is the Putin connection? Who better to ask than American Enterprise Institute scholar, Ambassador John Bolton. First of all, is it wise, is it normal for a winner of a presidential election before the inauguration to meet with a foreign leader?
Well, it would be very unusual in a public fashion, but obviously discussions go on, as they should, as the new president-elect gets ready to take office. I think you have to do this in a controlled environment so that nobody misunderstands that the president-elect is not making policy, that the president, Obama in this case, still has full authority until January the 20th. But I think in the case of Donald Trump, it would be useful to meet with a number of foreign leaders. Never forget what former Secretary of George Shultz said: don't underestimate the value of listening.
What is the Russian connection? What is the Trump-Putin not the relationship? What is it?
I don't think they've ever met. I think what this stems from is Trump saying he sees Putin as a strong leader and Obama as a weak leader. Who can disagree with that?
Okay.
Good gracious. Putin has a very weak hand, which he's playing very well on behalf of his country.
But, Ambassador, then you've got the Russians leaking this. They're behind a lot of the hacking into the Democrats thing, which is to the advantage of Donald Trump. So the Democrats say he's got a relationship. The Russians are helping Donald Trump. Is there a grain of truth in that?
I don't see that they've produced any evidence for it, and while I certainly haven't seen the evidence that has led the intelligence community to conclude it is the Russians, I have to say I remain somewhat skeptical that they, Director James Comey, the FBI, said they hacked into Hillary's homebrew server but didn't leave any fingerprints. So the smart Russian agencies can hack and not leave fingerprints, but the dumb Russian agencies hack into the DNC and leave fingerprints. To me, that doesn't add up. Maybe that's what happened. I don't necessarily see it.
You can't have it both ways, in other words.
Exactly.
You can't. Okay. Is Putin in trouble in his own country and in the Mideast?
Well, I think the Russian economy is in trouble. I think Putin personally has problems both with the oligarchs and the population. But that's why I say he's got a weak hand that he's playing well by asserting Russian influence in Ukraine and possibly elsewhere in the space of the former Soviet Union, by expanding Russian influence dramatically throughout the Middle East. He's been able to say, I can move Russia forward despite these obstacles, and I think he has held on to substantial clout inside Russia.
Well, let's see what Donald Trump has to say about Vlad tonight. Can I call him Vlad?
Sure.
That's kind of not right. Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much, sir.